Hey guys, this is Brandon with Overflow Plays. We're talking about Palia again today. Very exciting stuff. In case this is your first time hearing about Palia, if you see the trailer kind of going down in the corner, Palia is a simulation, a massively multiplayer online community sim game that will be slated to be coming out. They have announced the game and they are currently awaiting pre-alpha. And so they're not really into any of the playtests yet. We're hoping some of us can get into the pre-alpha and see what goes on. But just an exciting game with a lot of features. I talked about the Q&A that went on in my last video. I believe that's still on the channel if you want to check that out. And so the developers had put together Q&A last week. We were hoping it would be a weekly thing. It's not. Today is week 2 that this game has been out, or that week 2 that we've known about this game. Still not a ton of news, and this has been a much slower week. So the first week, the developers were in the chat a ton, answering questions left and right. There was that big Q&A. There's a bunch of pictures coming out, lots of speculation. As the second week has gone on, a little bit of the hype is dying. It's not gone, and there's definitely a bunch of us that are still religiously living in the Discord, and so the hype is still there. However, there has been a little bit less of a news front for us. Has been kind of grabbing at straws here and there, but there have been one or two things. So it's been still a good week, and still a week I feel like it's worth talking about. But a little bit of a waiting game has started. So, and we should all know that this game's not even in pre-alpha yet, so it's going to be a very long time till people can truly get their hands on the final product. And we don't truly know even when the pre-alpha will be released into people's hands. And then, as we said last time, only 1,400 people are even going to get that. And they said they have had hundreds of thousands of people sign up for the pre-alpha. So it's going to be a very small group compared to the people who sent it in. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into some of the things that happened. So let's start with the very first piece. They had a thing that was going on this week for revealing the next NPC. So let's see if I can drop this in front like so. So it's a little small. So as you can see, they had posted this tweet, and I posted this in Discord. Community over on Discord's voting on which character that they will reveal next. I wonder who it will be. So make sure to join us at the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, I'm just going to plug their Discord right now. There's a lot of fun conversations going on. This is a community simulation game. We're kind of building the community here already, some of us in the Discord. And so if you would like to be a part of that community and go ahead and start building some friendships, it's a great time to do that. The chat is slowing down, so you can actually read a lot of good conversations. I'm making some friends in there already. But here is the 6 NPCs that they're going to be revealing first. I guess there are some other NPCs that we have. I can show you those when we're done with this. But first, they had revealed this big guy right here, who's Enar. Enar is the golem who loves fishing. He likes shiny things. He accepts pebbles as gifts. I believe in game he will probably be the person you go to for everything fishing related. Probably buy rods from him, learn some fishing skill. He will be your fishing guy. Down here is Gina, spelled with a J, and she is a student at I think it's Bahari Institute, and she has been studying the disappearance of humans, because if you remember the story we talked about last week, the big lore for this game is humans disappeared a long time ago and have been gone, and now the humans have just reappeared, and the players are playing those humans back onto this world trying to figure out what happened. So those are the two that have been revealed previously last week, and then we had these 4 shadows, and so what they set up was a vote system. So I'll go ahead and switch to the next one. So if you see, they posted, all right, who do you want to meet on Monday? The winner will be determined on Monday morning. Your boy here has a little bit of OCD, and I'm not going to say it's like a strong OCD, but you know, there's a part of me that wants to see these people revealed from the left to the right. It kind of would look nice. It's maybe not is the most interesting order per se based on the personalities, but it just makes me feel good inside to see that. So if you'll see, I voted for number 1, which is this dude right here. But according to this very early poll, you already saw 4 was kind of leading, and we can go ahead. I started taking some screenshots as the hour started. You saw 3 and 4 starting to pull away, and 4 still in the lead. And now you see it's almost impossible for the first 2. A lot of chat was going on about this guy and how he is a cat-looking figure, so it's a different race. While all of these look to be kind of like elvish creatures, so this is exciting. And a lot of people in the chat were joking that he had the keys to the alpha, and if we could just reveal him, the alpha keys would be sent, which is pretty much anyone ever cares about. So, as you see, just another screenshot. I only took a few. At first I was taking a lot, and then I was like, okay, it's pretty obvious he's going to win. And they determined that as well around this point when we were over 1,000 votes. And so he was the one that was revealed, and his name is Zeke. And so let's go to his page right here. So Zeke is a Grimalkin. I believe that's how you say it. He is an adult, which is a fancy thing to say. An adult. I wish I could say I'm an adult and not give my age. He's an adult. He runs the general store. He's close with the chef at the inn, which kind of makes sense. Kind of like myself. He looks like he likes to eat. So, you know, he kind of likes to go to the inn and have a meal here or there. He peddles questionable goods sometimes. And he loves a good joke, probably at your expense. So, Zeke is going to be that store owner that you're going to go to buy the goods. And it sounds like he's doing some dealing under the table as well. I'm not sure what that will look like in the game. What kind of items in a game like this are considered questionable? What kind of things would we be buying from him? I don't know. He also seems like he probably has a good personality. He looks like someone to me that tells good stories. He's got all those rings on. And a lot of us speculated about this eye. And if you'll keep your attention, right now, if you kind of turn around to his eye patch, if that's what you call it, is on his left eye. But a little bit after Zeke got released, they sent some sketches. Well, if you notice on these sketches, the eye patch is on his right eye, and that was very quickly noticed by some of the Discord members. And they went ahead and said, well, you know, this isn't always true. Sketches don't represent the final product all the time, but we will say this is a removable eye patch, and he does have access to both of his eyes. So it definitely looks like one of those kind of items you would look at a gym maybe to see how valuable the gym is, get to look at the gym or something like that. I kind of like this surprised one at the bottom. There's already some memes coming out about this one. You know, the woman and the cat meme that everyone has been sending out for like the last 2 years. They've replaced the cat's face with him. I haven't gathered memes, but I think that might be something fun to add to this show. So I'll probably add that in the future. But so this is just some different faces for Zeke and just some sketches of him. So a lot of fun. So he's the only member that we have been given access to this week. And so if you have to ask me, I'm kind of thinking they're going to do this weekly. So let me just go back a few screens. So these other 3 that we have not seen yet, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a villager vote tomorrow that opens up for the weekend, and then we get one of these next week. And so during the show next week, I will go ahead and reveal whichever one. From that vote, you would think number 3 might be the next one. We'll see. I'm probably going to vote for number 3 myself because my OCD has flipped, and now that there's 2 on this side, it would look great for these 2 over here to be lit up and 2 dark in the middle. That makes me feel all warm and fuzzy, so I'm going to probably be voting for her. So, you know, who knows. I think that was all the Ziki photos we had. Let me just double check it though. Okay, it is. So, let me go to some news for the week. We didn't have much in the form of mass communication news. Let me see if that one is showing good on the screen. Looks like it is. So of course this is a Palia website. I keep this thing up in the background, just kind of relaxing, looking out. But the only article we had this week was about Asmongold. And if you do not know who Asmongold is, he is someone who has played WoW for many, many years. He probably started at the very beginning. He has a huge cult following. Everywhere he goes, people follow him. So, why Asmongold believes Palia has potential as an MMORPG. And so, I'm going to go ahead and read this article. It's the only news that we have. While Asmongold believes Palia may have a difficult time being interesting because of its low stakes, this could ultimately be why it succeeds. Last week, former Blizzard and Riot developers announced an upcoming MMORPG called Palia. Like what the studios are known for, Palia will bring together gamers in a unique world, but unlike games that Blizzard and Riot are known for, such as World of Warcraft and League of Legends, Palia will focus on the relaxing experience. And I know for me, let's get this advertisement going. For me, that is the most exciting part of the experience I'm looking forward to in Palia. Developer Singularity 6 markets its debut game as a community sim, but because Palia is changing up the traditional MMORPG experience, veterans of the genre have raised some concerns about the gameplay. Asmongold, for example, had a pretty intuitive reaction to the game. While he thinks the game looks stunning with a lot of potential, he compared it both Valheim and Breath of the Wild. Overall, he's concerned whether or not the game will be fun because there's less fear of dying. So his concerns about Palia, most video games, I love this picture. Most video games involve some type of stakes, and typically they revolve around death in game, whether that's making the wrong decisions in Mass Effect and losing, or dying and losing souls permanently in Dark Souls, which is annoying. MMOs are oftentimes no different, which gives meaning to PvP and PvE modes. The concept of dying and losing something, or winning and gaining something over another player or the game itself, offers motivation for gamers to keep playing. Because Palia is meant to be a calmer game than other MMOs, Asmongold thinks it will be difficult to keep gamers playing because of the lowered stakes. To many gamers used to the traditional MMORPG format, Palia may likely be boring, he said. It's not going to have that same level of excitement. He went on to say that it's an issue that there's no concern of losing or dying. It's worth mentioning that at the time Asmongold had some misconceptions about combat under the impression that it doesn't exist at all. This article says Palia will have combat, but it will play an equal part to the other portions of the game, such as exploration and crafting. We haven't really gotten this really hammered down what combat will look like in Palia, so I want everyone to take this with a grain of salt. I do think there may be some, but there's not going to be any fear of dying or losing health. There's not going to be an HP bar, according to one of the developers. So what would combat look like in that situation? I don't know. Players can still expect some level of dungeon crawling and looting like other MMOs, but it won't be the main draw. So what Palia brings to the table. That being said, Asmongold also had many good things to say about the initial Palia trailer. He was drawn to the game after seeing the crafting and house customization elements that Singularity 6 will focus on. and believes modeling an MMO after games with no stakes, like Animal Crossing New Horizons, is an ambitious project with major potential.